Welcome back. If you've been following our series, you know we've been exploring practical ways to take control of your financial life without feeling restricted or stressed. Today, we continue that journey by diving into a powerful approach that lets you save and still spend on what you love. No complicated budgeting, no guilt, just smart choices that actually fit real life. Most people have tried traditional budgeting at least once. You write everything down, try tracking every penny, and within days, it's exhausting. Eventually, most people quit. It's not because we're careless, it's because traditional budgeting often feels restrictive and time consuming. And when it doesn't work, it leaves us feeling like we failed. That guilt is what pushes many to avoid budgeting altogether. But that's where a smarter approach comes in. Instead of tracking every dime, this method is all about being intentional. Spend freely on the things that matter to you and cut costs hard on the things you don't care about. It's not about deprivation. It's about alignment. Spend based on your values, not your impulses. In the US, UK, Europe, and pretty much anywhere in the world, this mindset can help you move forward financially without sacrificing life's pleasures. This leads us to the next important idea. Smart spending is the opposite of automatic spending. Let's imagine a moment at a party. Some people eat chicken wings and leave half the meat on the bones. Others clean every bit off. Observations like these might seem small, but they reveal something powerful. Some people make the most of what they have. This applies perfectly to spending. Many of us pay for apps we forget about, subscriptions we don't use, or gadgets we don't need. Then we open our bills and think, did I really spend that much? That's not bad behavior. That's just unconscious spending. Smart spending aims to flip that pattern entirely. With a simple system that automatically directs your income towards saving, investing, and guilt-free spending, you create clarity. Instead of guessing where your money went, you decide where it goes in advance. That's the key difference. Now, here's an important distinction that helps make things clear. Being cheap and being a smart spender are not the same thing. Cheap people focus only on cost. They avoid spending even when value is involved. And sometimes their choices make others uncomfortable, like avoiding their share at group dinners or always picking the absolute lowest option. Smart spenders focus on value instead. They're willing to spend generously on things they truly love while being frugal in areas they don't care about. Their decisions primarily affect themselves, not others. They think long-term and choose carefully where to invest their money and energy. That leads us to the next point, how to make those choices. Imagine someone who orders only water to avoid spending a few dollars at a restaurant. That's one approach, but someone else might skip buying a new car entirely so they can afford yearly vacations they truly value. That's the heart of smart spending. You don't cut everything. You choose what matters and spend boldly on it. Let's go further with real-life examples. One smart spender absolutely loves shoes. She spends about $5,000 a year on them. Sounds excessive? Not when you see the whole picture. She earns well, shares housing to cut rent, eats meals at work, avoids expensive gadgets, saves and invests responsibly, donates to charity, and keeps her long-term goals funded. After all that, she still has room to spend on what brings her joy, shoes, and she does it without guilt. Then we meet someone who loves going out. He spends more than $21,000 a year on nightlife. But again, he earns well, avoids unnecessary expenses, invests automatically, and prioritizes what actually matters to him. His system ensures he never overextends himself. He enjoys his choices, and his savings still grow. A great example of smart spending in motion. Finally, there's someone earning around $40,000 a year at a nonprofit, yet still saving over $6,000 annually. How? Discipline and priorities. She shares rent, cooks at home, uses employer benefits, tracks spending with an envelope system, and never feels guilty going out because she already knows what she can afford. The lesson? Income matters, but choices matter more. Let's move forward and see how to create a system like this for yourself. To build your own smart spending plan, divide your take-home income into 4 buckets. Fixed costs, 50 to 60%. Rent, utilities, phone bills, insurance, student loans. These are essentials. Long-term investments, about 10%. Contributions to things like a 401k or IRA. Savings goals, 5 to 10%. Future plans like vacations, weddings, or a down payment. Guilt-free spending, 20 to 35%, the fun category, restaurants, movies, travel, hobbies, and it's fully guilt-free because all essentials are already handled. Start by reviewing your last couple of months of spending. You don't need to track everything, just understand your patterns. Once you see where your money actually goes, you can assign the 4 buckets realistically. These percentages are guides, not rigid rules. Every region and household may need tweaks, especially where housing costs differ. Once that's clear, we move to the next step, optimizing your plan. To sharpen your strategy, focus on your big wins. These are the major expenses that make the biggest difference, usually housing, transportation, and food. Instead of obsessing over lattes or small purchases, look at what actually moves the needle. Could you switch to public transport instead of driving daily? Get a roommate? Cook at home twice more per week? Small changes in big areas have the strongest impact, especially long term. Now let's explore one clever psychological strategy that makes saving much easier: the a la carte method. This method helps cut down on subscriptions. First, cancel optional subscriptions, magazines, streaming services, gym memberships. Then, buy only what you need, one at a time. Instead of paying a monthly fee for hundreds of TV channels, purchase episodes when you truly want them. If the gym isn't used often, buy single-day passes instead of monthly memberships. Why does this work? Because you become more aware of each purchase. And when you actively approve every spending choice, your usage naturally drops. Plus, you begin to value what you actually pay for. After 1 month of a la carte spending, check your total, then try to reduce it slightly next month. The goal isn't to eliminate fun, but to spend intentionally. Next, let's review another practical tool to manage daily spending. The envelope system gives structure to your guilt-free money. It works digitally or with physical cash. You assign spending categories, like eating out or entertainment, and once the money for that category is used up, that's it until next month. If you must borrow from another category, you know exactly what you're sacrificing. This system sets clear boundaries and keeps things simple. Many apps today simulate envelopes automatically, especially helpful across Europe and North America, where mobile banking is common. This leads to an important question. What if someone feels they don't earn enough to apply this plan? If your income feels too tight, earning more may be more effective than cutting more. 3 strategies can help. First, negotiate a raise by proving your value and preparing well in advance for your evaluation. Coming with results makes your request solid and professional. Second, if your current role has no growth potential, consider finding a higher paying opportunity, especially during hiring, when salary negotiation power is strongest. Third, freelancing. There are online platforms accepting all kinds of skills, from tutoring to virtual assistants and pet care. In busy cities, simple tasks can offer reasonable pay. And with remote options, even smaller towns or rural areas can tap into new income sources. Once income rises, your smart spending plan becomes even more effective. Next, let's see how to keep things running smoothly long term. Once your system is in place, allow time to settle in. As weeks go by, you'll uncover unexpected expenses, like sudden transportation or last-minute purchases. Don't panic or aim for perfection. Track spending weekly, just 30 minutes is enough, and use digital payments when possible to let your bank statements record your activity automatically. Over time, you'll know your average cash spending and can plan for it. Then comes the next challenge: irregular and surprise expenses. For expected irregular costs, like holidays, vacations, or vehicle fees, estimate the yearly cost and divide it monthly. That way, you're prepared when the time comes. For unexpected costs, such as repairs or medical surprises, add a small buffer in your fixed expenses. Starting with a set amount each month helps build resilience. Over time, adjust as you better understand your averages. Finally, let's explore how to handle extra income wisely. When you receive unexpected income, like a bonus or gift, a balanced approach works best. Use half for something fun you've wanted and invest the other half. This keeps motivation high while building long-term stability. But raises are different. Since they are ongoing, it's best to enjoy a little increase in lifestyle, but invest or save most of it. It prevents lifestyle inflation and reinforces strong habits. And that brings us to the most empowering part. Saying no becomes easier. With a solid plan, you can confidently respond, "It's not in my plan this month," and you actually feel good about your choices. Let's summarize. Traditional budgeting often fails because it's restrictive and guilt-inducing. Smart spending focuses on intentional choices. Spend on what matters and cut what doesn't. Cheapness focuses on cost. Smart spending focuses on value. Your money can be organized into 4 buckets: fixed costs, investments, savings goals, and guilt-free spending. Focus on big wins. Use the a la carte method for subscriptions. Apply the envelope system for daily control. Earn more if your income is limited. Maintain your plan weekly. Prepare for irregular expenses. And handle extra income with a 50-50 approach. Half fun, half growth. Now that you have the full picture, take the first step. Review your spending, even roughly, and build your own smart spending plan. It doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to begin. If this discussion helped you, please like, subscribe, comment, and share it with someone who could use a fresh perspective on money. Your support helps keep educational content going, and together we can all make smarter choices for a richer life. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next discussion.